Here, I may give this away. It's the 35th anniversary Arnold Palmer Invitational Program. Got the records book from the Arnold Palmer Invitational. May give that away too. Get some stuff, some swag to give away. Tiger Woods playing a good round yesterday. Got within one of the lead at 8 under. Then the sprinkles started. He hits his drive in the sand on 16. And literally, JJ, as he's standing in the sand trap, in his backswing, the sky opens up. It was almost like a dam broke with the floodwaters. Shanks it into the water, makes bogey, bogey, bogey coming home. 4 strokes out of the lead. Shared by Bill Haas and Justin Rose. They're your leaders in the clubhouse. Going to be touch and go today and tomorrow. 50% chance of showers all day in Orlando today and tomorrow. So glad I'm in the studios here and not in rainy Orlando. Still smiling, though. Have to smile so I don't cry. After what was a horrible Thursday and Friday for my bracket. I'm looking at the
But a great Thursday and Friday for basketball.
Great Thursday and Friday for basketball, especially for the Cinderellas.
That's why I feel like I don't even care about my bracket because I don't want to not be able to enjoy good basketball games.
Okay, let's be honest. You don't care about your bracket because you are in dead last of everybody in the Voice of Ocala March Mayhem.
Last night, during the Gulf Coast game, I should have been cheering for Georgetown, but I wasn't.
Let me reiterate. JJ is in last place of all the people in the March Mayhem bracket
it's
contest.
Very early in the tournament, my friend.
The only person that has less points available overall than you is, me. That's right. JJ only has 159 points available. I have 155. I'm not embarrassed to say, but I am.
Yeah, I don't care.
I am distraught to say Miss Joni is beating the brakes off both of us.
All right, so I didn't pick Georgetown or Harvard to win straight up.
Or LaSalle.
Call me crazy.
Or LaSalle.
Yeah, call me
or
insane.
Oregon. Or yesterday, you always know a 5 loses to a 12.
But
it happens
3.
every year. And I picked the one I thought was a lock. Oregon over Oklahoma State. Ding, 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 right answer. I didn't see VCU being the only 5 to win. Okay? Nor did I see the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers almost beat a number 1 seed. Nor did I see number 12 California beating UNLV. JJ, however, did see number 12 Mississippi beating number 5 Wisconsin.
That's about all I saw. This is the first time that a 4, a 5, and a 3
have all lost in the first round.
In the same bracket.
And a 2. But the 2 wasn't in the same bracket.
Right. I'm just talking about in the West.
The West is a mess.
Gonzaga plays Wichita. Mississippi plays LaSalle. Arizona plays Harvard. And Iowa State plays Ohio State.
Right. That's the only that's the only thing I got right is I got Ohio State over Ohio State, and I got Notre Dame losing to Iowa State. And I got Gonzaga. In my West bracket, I only got 3 games correct. Mm-hmm. In my East bracket, I only got 4 games correct. But in the Midwest and the South, I only got 1 game wrong each.
All right, no one cares about your bracket.
Still some potential. So a 3, 4, and a 5 all lose in the West bracket. As Wisconsin loses to Mississippi as a 5, Kansas State loses to LaSalle as a 4, and of course, I had them in my Final Four. New Mexico goes down to Harvard as a 3, losing to a 14. And those are all embarrassing losses. Can we agree on that, JJ?
Yeah.
And it's still not as embarrassing as what happened in the South. Is it the South region?
Correct.
Yeah. As Florida Gulf Coast upsets number 2 Georgetown, number 2 seed Georgetown, 78-68, 10 points. And did you ever, while watching that game, JJ, think for once that Georgetown had a shot to win the game?
I changed to it in the second half, and it was a 22-point game, and there was
Right.
13 minutes left, and my buddy said, "Man, I'll bet you $10 that Georgetown wins this game." And I had to jump on the
So now you're
FGSU bandwagon.
Now you're $10 to the good.
And but man, at the end of the game, they got within 4 points. Georgetown kept coming down the court, hitting those threes. They were fouling early, forcing Florida Gulf Coast to win from the line, and they did.
Well, you know what? At 10:30 today, the voice of Florida Gulf Coast
Right.
University basketball, Tom James, joins us right here on this program to talk about the epic fail that was Georgetown losing, or the epic win, depending on which side of the coin you're looking at, that was Florida Gulf Coast beating Georgetown.
Florida Gulf Coast this year played the likes of Duke and beat Miami. I think they played Pittsburgh. They're not scared of
And
Georgetown,
do you know-
and it obviously showed. They were cutting to the basket. They were drawing fouls. They were throwing lobs up, dunking on everybody.
they
The
were
kid with
playing-
the dreads was hitting shots.
They were
all
playing
over the
playground basketball against the number 2 seed.
place. And Georgetown, they're known for that heavy Big East defense, and
How'd that work out for them?
they got torched, man.
We're gonna-
78 points. Those kids from Florida Gulf Coast were running all over. That's 3 wins from the state of Florida in one day in the tournament.
I know all the Florida teams in the tournament. Miami, Florida, and
Miami
Florida
and
Gulf Coast.
Florida did what they had to do.
Right. Well, Florida in the second half
Right.
beat
Florida
the brakes
looked
off
not
of
good.
No, in the
The
first half,
first 3 quarters of the game.
first half, Northwestern State was hanging with Florida. Something clicked with about 12 minutes to go in the second half, and then Florida just turned up
They went
the
on a big
intensity.
run.
But give it up to Florida. Northwestern State, the highest scoring team in the country, doesn't get to 50. That's pretty good.
Yeah, Northwestern State's one of those weird
They run.
teams where they
They
have
get out after it.
5 substitutions
They
coming
play
in.
13 people. They use all 13 people.
That's probably why they score so much. They stay fresh. and
That's
just run
crazy to
around.
use all 13 people. The game I'm looking forward to the most, though? Number 4 seed Michigan against number 5 seed VCU.
First game of the day today.
It's first game of the today,
12:15 CBS.
and VCU looks tough.
Michigan looks tough though.
Michigan
Michigan's
looked-
guard play was off the
it
chain
was,
as
It
well.
was very good. It's going to be a very good basketball game. What was it? What was it? One famous wide receiver said in the NFL, "Get your popcorn ready."
This South bracket is looking very good for Florida. They play Minnesota, who upset UCLA last night by 20 points, so that's who they'll play on Sunday.
Right.
And then San
Georgetown's
Diego
out.
State versus Florida Gulf
Right.
Coast is who they will play in the Sweet 16.
Right. If they get past Minnesota,
And
which I think they can.
Kansas,
Kansas
who's the number 1 seed,
should have lost to Western Kentucky.
They looked bad last night. And, like we talked about yesterday on the show, Kansas is strange in that they have really great games and they have great seniors, but they can slip up and have horrendous games like they did at TCU when they lost.
All right.
Bill Self said, what did he say? This is the worst team to ever play for Kansas since they lost to Topeka YMCA.
Can I tell you this though? It's going to start because
North Carolina game.
Sunday, Roy Williams coaching against the
His
team
old
that he
school.
took to a national championship. Is it too early to go Carolina?
Well, this is one of
Buddy-
the big marquee matchups of the second.
Buddy
well,
Martin is sitting
third
in the house.
round.
Buddy Martin's at the house right now going, "Oh God, there he goes with Carolina."
Just shut up. No one cares about your affiliations. Kansas versus North Carolina in the second round.
It's a marquee matchup. It's going to get watchers. People are going to there are going to be people that sit in the lazy boy with a couple adult beverages and a sandwich watching Kansas, North Carolina.
Yeah,
Because it's
especially people that don't know that North Carolina is not very great. this
Exactly.
year.
They're just going to see Kansas, North Carolina, 2 storied programs, and they're going to tune
But
in.
North Carolina looked great last night, and I could see them definitely beating Kansas. They struggled to let Nova back in the game after having
they
a
could beat
20-point
Kansas.
lead.
They can beat Kansas. If the Kansas team that shows up against Carolina that showed up against Western Kentucky, Carolina will move on.
Harrison had 23 last night. McAdoo had a good game. They could definitely beat
A
Kansas.
team nobody's really talking about, though. The Billikens can play, folks.
St. Louis gets talked about.
St. Louis can play. That's setting up for a huge match against Louisville if St. Louis can get by Oregon, which isn't a cakewalk because Oregon's a pretty good basketball team.
Pac-12 tournament champions.
As they showed against Oklahoma State, beating Oklahoma State by 13. But Louisville, Colorado State out of the Mountain West. Mountain West has laid an egg this year. I was a Mountain West bandwagon guy telling you how good the Mountain West was. The Mountain West has let me down.
New Mexico
gets beat by Harvard. San Diego State and Colorado State both win. Boise gets put out in the first round.
The opening round game.
Right. But Colorado State, I don't think they got anything for Louisville. After watching Louisville play,
20 steals.
After watching Louisville play, I'm not sure anybody in this tournament has something
I don't believe
that they can handle Louisville with.
I don't believe that. North Carolina A&T is obviously the weakest team in
that's why they get
the tournament.
Right.
They won by 31, had 20 steals, which is insane. I see them rolling through Colorado State.
They played in St. Louis.
I see them rolling all the way to play Duke.
See, I think Michigan State beats Duke.
Tom
Izzo, never bet against Tom Izzo. Tom Izzo, arguably, is the best tournament basketball coach in the history of the NCAA.
And that's the second game of the day. Memphis, who's looked all right, beat St. Mary's by 2. They play at 2:45.
But St. Mary's had a shot at the buzzer to win that game. Tom Izzo, no matter what you think about Michigan State, Tom Izzo always gets them. When it comes tournament time, Michigan State flips a switch and they're in it.
Unlike Pittsburgh and Georgetown recently.
Exactly. So lots to talk about with basketball. Huge basketball day. This is the best week. This is the best weekend in sports, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You got Bay Hill. You got spring training.
Football season's better than this, but there's not one weekend that you can point out.
From Thursday to Sunday,
right,
you're watching the TV the whole time.
Right. Multiple TVs. I got my app in my hand last night at the bar. We're watching the Florida game on the TV and the Georgetown game.
Let me tell you, I got my Kindle Fire going. I got my computer going. I got the TV on split screen, picture in picture.
But
so I got all 4.
Screwed me yesterday.
Why?
Time limit of only 2 hours.
Oh.
The first day it was 4 hours.
Oh.
So they're trying to con me into ponying up for something.
What is it? It's like $6.99 for the whole tournament.
Something I'm not paying for.
Yeah, I think it's like $6.99 for the whole tournament. But just in TV.
Yeah. I was
First row sports.
I was trying to pirate the games on True TV at my buddy's house because he didn't have it.
First
and then
row
we
sports.
thought, you know what? CBS is probably just showing. My mind is so used to trying to pirate music and movies and stuff.
First row sports.
I don't realize they're trying to give it away.
That's all I'm telling you. First row sports. Yeah. That's what I'm using. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about the NCAA tournament. And then is it 25 games straight? We'll tell you. Next on Buddy Saturday Sports Page, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Every day we hear another story about innovation or about cutting-edge technology taking place right here in Ocala. The power plant, IHMC, Ocala 489. Did you know that important medical research is also being conducted here that may impact hundreds of thousands of people in the country someday? Maybe you've heard the name Renstar, but like so many others, perhaps you didn't realize that Renstar Medical Research is one of the top facilities of its kind anywhere in the U.S. There are important research studies being conducted by a highly qualified team of medical experts at Renstar, impacting decisions of major pharmaceutical companies and bringing new drugs to market. And you can be a part of these studies, as so many local people have done and are currently doing. Renstar has conducted more than 500 studies since its inception and would like to extend the opportunity to you to be a part of these cutting-edge programs. Call 877-629-5800 or 352-629-5800 if you'd like to know more. Renstar Medical Research, locally owned and operated in beautiful downtown Ocala. Renstar, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today. Hi, this is Buddy Martin. I want to tell you about a conversation I had recently with General Manager Pat Murray on the great family atmosphere at Country Club of Ocala.
It's a family-first club. Again, we We have any number of different types of memberships, but obviously the one that attracts the greatest level of interest is our family. And the reason for that is we have a little something for everybody. I mean, we obviously have a world-class golf course. We have 7 tennis courts here for all levels of tennis players. We have a junior Olympic-sized swimming pool. We have a fitness center that's second to none. And we have state-of-the-art equipment in our fitness center.
Country Club of Ocala, where the facilities are all a family would ever need. For more information, call today at 352-237-6644. That's 352-237-6644. Country Club of Ocala, proud sponsor of Monday's Gator Report and Gator Talk Thursday right here on The Source.
Right now, somewhere in the world, there is a bear waking up from a long winter's hibernation. Scientists are not 100% sure how a bear knows winter is over, but I think I may have an explanation. Here it is. Spring comes to Florida first, so Florida gardeners get that spring fever first and head over to Kenny's Place Nursery. They go to Kenny's Place for gazanias, impatiens, geraniums, and begonias, all for 99 cents each. They also head to Kenny's Place Nursery for pansies, selling for $4 for $1. Now, that is a honey of a deal. Well, the thought of the honey reminds those gardeners of the special role pollinators, like bees, have in the garden. Now, every bear knows that where there are bees, there is honey. So, their noses wiggle, their ears twitch, and boom, the bear wakes up. And all because of a great sale at Kenny's Place Nursery. Who knew? Kenny's Place Nursery is located at 7677 Southeast 41st Court in Ocala. Give them a call at 867-1213. It's a honey of a deal at Kenny's Place.
Okay, what is that? Is that the FGCU fight song?
Yes.
Where the game?
Go
We got the Eagles
Eagles
in the house. Go Eagles. Big winners last night. 15 seed Florida Gulf Coast University beats Georgetown, the 2 seed, by 10 points. And JJ firing up the
I will be
fight
playing
song
this
for the
song
Eagles.
all hour.
Look at that. Wow.
They deserve some love.
Hey, you
and
know
Miami
who
doesn't look nearly as bad at losing to them.
You know
earlier.
who else deserves love?
Our own.
Florida basketball in general. Florida
Ocala basketball.
Florida wins yesterday over Northwestern State. Miami wins yesterday. FGCU wins yesterday. And now Northwest Florida in the JUCO national title game. Northwest Florida versus the Central Florida Patriots from Ocala. An all-Florida national JUCO final. A Northwest team, Florida, that CF's already beat for the state title in the state tournament. I don't know if they beat him
They
for the
knocked
title.
them off. No,
Right, they beat
not
them in the
title.
semifinals.
74-71 earlier in Mariana this month. I don't know if
It was in the semifinals.
Okay.
I think it was in the semifinals.
They hit
of
a
the
three-pointer with under 1 minute left.
Right. So it's a game CF's already won.
Correct.
Could we have a national title right here in Ocala?
Woo.
Pulling for Tim and his guys now. I'm excited now. I got to go find
you
the
know
game.
what's interesting about this Northwest Florida team? Listen to this. This is the second straight appearance in the national title game for them. They lost to South Plains, Texas, and Marshall Henderson now at Ole Miss a year ago. So that's why they lost. They played Marshall Henderson, my boy.
Marshall Henderson.
But he's not boy.
Marshall Henderson ran the Gator at Wisconsin, then backed it up by beating Wisconsin. I'm starting to warm up to this kid.
I love him.
You know, it ain't bragging if you can back it up.
I love him.
You know what I mean? It ain't braggy, it ain't cocky if you can back it up. You know what I mean?
You know what I've noticed?
Have you ever heard
all my Gator friends hate him.
If you, I don't, but I'm not a Gator fan when it comes to basketball. But what was the Kid Rock song? It ain't bragging if you can back it up. I'm gonna tell you the whole words of that song, but you know, he's backing it up.
You want to talk
what?
Miami Heat right now?
Right now,
That's
I got
another Florida basketball team that's doing awesome.
Miami
We're
Heat.
blessed in this football state.
Basketball's going pretty good right now in a state that is
And our
known for
football
its football.
team stunk. I guess Florida had a good year, but
So last night, Miami, 25-game win streak on the line. In the first half, the fast break was stalled out. They were throwing the ball around. 10 turnovers in the first half last night, JJ.
you know they've trailed at the end of the first quarter and
3 games in a row.
3 games in a row. So they really,
But then what they do in the
Step
second?
it up
What
a
they do in
little
the
bit.
second half?
Second half, they pulled away. They beat Detroit. They're obviously a way better team than Detroit. Wade said after the game, don't expect us to beat everybody by 30 because it's impossible.
Somebody asked LeBron last night, "Are you aware of the streak?" And LeBron said, "Are you aware you have clothes on?" He said, "It would be crazy to think I'm not aware of the streak. We're all aware of the streak. We know what's going on. Still, it's just a game of basketball, and it's about the next team." How much validity do you put into what they're saying that, yeah, we're aware of the streak, but it's about the next game. It's not about the streak.
Well, that's how streaks keep going.
But don't you have to think?
By just being
Don't you have
about
to
a
think the pressure of 25 straight has to be
I don't
sneaking
care
in?
what they're saying. I know they're thinking about 33.
Right. They got to be.
They are.
They're saying, no, it's just the next game. No, it's not. You got Lakers square in the headlights, the 33-game win streak, square in the headlights.
And I think they'll get there. Do you realize LeBron last night went 12 of 15 from the field?
Yeah, it was ugly. He only shoots 15 times, makes 12 of them.
Insane,
And
80%.
that bounce pass he did to who's the kid with the high fade? Cole. With the kid and play
Insane bounce
fade.
pass.
That bounce pass he did in the third quarter was insane. And that's the thing.
And that runner he had in the lane where he switched directions was just palming the ball in his hand.
What about where he was
Like
going to go?
playing with
What about
children.
when he was going to go slam, hung in the air, and then did the finger roll?
Yeah.
Brought the ball back down and did the finger roll, hanging in the air the whole time. It reminds me, his body control reminds me of Michael Jordan or Dr. Julius Erving. And then his passes,
And he's a lot bigger than these guys.
then his
too.
passes remind me of Magic Johnson or John Stockton. But then his low post play, when he just goes down there and puts his shoulder into you,
And goes 12 for 15.
he can move you like, you know who it reminds me of? The guy that could play the low post, a power forward position better than anybody that I'm a huge James Worthy fan because he went to Carolina. But when Karl Malone would get down on that low block and lower that shoulder into your chest bone, the only person that I didn't see Karl Malone ever move backwards was Shaquille O'Neal.
This is a little off topic, but speaking about Karl Malone, did you know John Stockton's son plays point guard for Gonzaga?
Yes, I did know that.
Okay.
Yeah, I did know that. Wouldn't
And
you think
he's
so?
like super little.
Wouldn't you think so? Being the most popular, famous alum ever from Gonzaga was John Stockton.
Yeah, I just didn't realize his son was starting there.
But
He's not very good.
that's
in my
the thing.
opinion.
LeBron James has the power forward capabilities of Karl Malone, the passing abilities of John Stockton or Magic Johnson, and the ability to control his body and glide into the lane and get the shots that way, like Michael Jordan. You know what that equals? Scary as hell to the rest of the NBA.
It equals championship ring.
Okay? Say what you want. And Tom James, who's going to call us at 10:30, will kill me about this comment. Say what you want. Kobe Bryant's no LeBron James. And even in Kobe Bryant, when he was at his peak of his career, isn't LeBron James at the peak of his career.
No.
Stop it. I don't want to
Maybe
hear people say
scoring
it.
points-wise.
Points, well, but Kevin Durant is a machine scoring points. But can Kevin Durant go on the low block and just enforce his will on somebody?
No, neither can Kobe. And Kobe doesn't bring a team around him like LeBron.
Can
does. I
Kobe-
think LeBron's a better team player.
Can Kobe make passes or can Kevin Durant pass like LeBron can?
No.
But they can all score. I'll give them that. They can all three score.
There's a lot of scorers in the league.
LeBron-
But there's not a lot of players who are going to go 12 for 15, drop 29, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, and a block.
Think about what you just said.
He almost
12
averages a triple.
12 of 15.
Yeah, 80%.
80% from the field. 8 rebounds. So now he's up there crashing the boards. 8 assists, which if you look at the best point guards in the league, what do they average in a game? Probably 4.5 assists, 5 assists a game. What's Tony Parker average in a game?
I'm looking up the stats right here. All right, offensive leaders assists is Rondo. Well, he hasn't played, but Chris Paul 9.6.
9.6. Okay. What's the second place guy?
9.3.
Who's that?
Drevis Vasquez from
Point
New
guard,
Orleans.
correct?
Yeah, they're all point
Right.
guards.
And then a 6'8", 270-pound forward.
Who averages about 7.
Exactly.
LeBron's 8 on the list. He averages 7.3.
That's my point. LeBron is 8 on the list. How many forwards?
only non-point guard.
Thank you. That's my point.
He's the only non-point guard until number 28.
He's the only not. And how many teams we got in the league?
30, 32.
And so out of the first 27 assist people, 26 of them are point guards, and then LeBron.
Yeah.
And LeBron's in the top 10 of that group.
Correct.
Stop it, all you Kobe lovers. He's no LeBron James. Let me tell you something. Michael, who I'm a huge Michael guy with the Carolina and everything, Michael wasn't dishing 8 assists a game. Michael wasn't going to give the ball up that much. That's your point about LeBron.
Passer, though, but
He was a great passer, but he wasn't. That's your point about LeBron. LeBron gets his bones on only 15 shots.
that's all he needs. LeBron he can play a different type of basketball game every single day. Every time he goes out there, you don't know what kind of LeBron is going to show up. They're all going to be great.
So who's
But you
next?
don't know if he's going to lay back and pass the ball, get a lot of assists.
Who's
that
the
game.
next victim on the Price is Wrong? I mean, Boston. Boston's next. They just beat Boston, I thought.
Actually, Chicago, my bad.
Yeah, I thought Chicago was
Yeah.
next.
Chicago,
Chicago,
they play them on Sunday.
Then
I
it's
believe.
Denver, I believe. Is it Denver after Chicago? Or
No.
I know San Antonio's
They don't play
29th
anybody.
game.
They play the Bobcats next.
I know-
I overlooked them.
I know San Antonio. So it's the Bobcats, then the Bulls, then somebody, then San Antonio,
It's the
right?
Bobcats, Orlando, then the Bulls, then New Orleans, then San Antonio. So very easy schedule. They play back-to-back Sunday and Monday, but it's against Charlotte and at Orlando. Then they take a couple days off, and it's at Chicago, national TV, ESPN, Wednesday night at 8. So that should be a good
It's going to be a good
to watch.
game Wednesday night. Then they play after Chicago. Who do they play again?
At New Orleans.
And then at San Antonio.
That's the big one.
That's going to be a tough game at San Antonio.
I think that's where the streak ends. I've been saying that.
And that's 29, or is that they'll have 129 at that point?
Right.
That'll be their
25,
30th.
26.
And if they beat San Antonio,
That'll be 30. That'll be if they win.
Right.
that.
If they beat San Antonio, the Lakers' record is done.
If they beat San Antonio,
They-
they're not
if
going
they-
to lose the rest of the season.
If they beat San Antonio, they could win out the rest of the season. And what was Vegas' odds the other day? It was only 10
Just
to 1.
Right.
Right.
After San Antonio, that would be 30 games, and they'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 more.
So they could conceivably make this a 40-game win streak.
That seems unlikely, but they could do it.
If they win out, it's a 40-game win streak.
If anybody.
And
they
then
could.
just pick it up in game 1 next year in the regular season.
Yeah.
I mean,
Keep it rolling. Hey, pick it up in postseason.
well,
Just
but
win
that
out.
postseason won't count,
Yeah.
though. But do you really think with this streak the way it's going, is there anybody in the league that really thinks in a 7-game series they can beat the Heat?
They might think it, but they're not going to. Listen, every single team that comes out and plays the Heat brings their A game because they want to ruin the streak. Usually by this time in the season, these Charlotte teams, the Detroit
They've already
teams,
packed it in.
Cleveland, they don't care. Just
But
like
now-
LeBron and them don't really care.
But they're trying to win to beat this streak.
And that's going to help them for the playoffs because what's better than getting prepared for the playoffs than having
Remember-
the best team?
Remember
Come on,
last
play
year?
every night.
Dude, let's rewind a year ago today, or somewhere close to today. Miami Heat, they're really good. I think they can win the whole thing. Yeah, Oklahoma City's a better team. San Antonio's got something. Miami may not even be the team to come out of the East. Those were conversations everybody in this country was having.
Right.
You remember those conversations. Matter of fact, you at one point thought Oklahoma City was the best team in the NBA.
But I did pick Miami.
I know you did. In the end, you picked Miami. But is anybody anywhere in this country in their right mind and objectively having those conversations today? No. Everybody's talking about
They are only 1.5 games up on San Antonio.
Everybody's talking about how bad it's going to be. Well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Tom James joins us, Florida Gulf Coast play-by-play voice of Florida Gulf Coast, to tell us just how big a victory it was yesterday against Georgetown. We'll talk to him next on Buddy Saturday Sports Page on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on. Call your good neighbor's State Farm agent today, Angie Lewis, at 294-2444. Since 1976, Daniel L. Hightower, a lawyer, has been fighting for accident victim justice in North Central Florida and statewide. He believes everyone in America should follow the rules, including the insurance companies. He and his firm have experience fighting for victims of personal injury, wrongful death, workers' compensation, and Social Security disability, as well as serving those in need of help with bankruptcy, simple wills, and estate plans. The mission at the law offices of Daniel L. Hightower, PA, is to represent deserving clients and recover the maximum benefits they are entitled to by law in a timely manner. In personal injury and workers' compensation cases, there are no fees or costs unless the recovery is made. The law office of Daniel L. Hightower is located at 7 East Silver Springs Boulevard, Suite 300. For your free consultation, call 352-629-7777 or 1-888-LAW-1976 and visit danhightower.com for more information. Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice, the proud sponsor of Ask the Cops.
Mark your calendars for Saturday, April 6th for the Francis Marion Military Academy Spring Fling at the Ocala Shrine Club on Maricamp Road. Join the first annual Swamp Fox Chili Cook-Off and Classic Car Show. Take a chance on winning one of 5 different late model vehicles for the unbelievably low price of just $20 per ticket. Only 5,000 tickets will be sold. The proceeds benefit the Francis Marion Military Academy. Businesses, organizations, and talented individuals are invited to show off their cooking skills and to compete for the best tasting chili. Go to swampfoxevents.com for the registration directions to the Shrine Club, Car Show, Chili Cook-Off. Join our sponsors in supporting the Academy. Remember, that's Saturday, April 6th for the Francis Marion Military Academy Spring Fling at the Ocala Shrine Club on Maricamp Road. The first annual Swamp Fox Chili Cook-Off and Classic Car Show. For more information, call Charlie at 843-7790. That's 843-7790. 843-7790. Or visit swampfoxevents.com.
We're back on Buddy Saturday Sports Page. We're joined now by the voice of the Florida Gulf Coast Eagles, victorious against the 2-seed Georgetown Hoyas. Play-by-play man Tom James. Tom James, how ecstatic are you about the Eagles' win yesterday against Georgetown?
No longer the best-kept secret in college basketball. How about that? I tell you, that is how you go from being Cinderella to, oh no, not them again.
Well, I tell you what, I now know who Sherwood Brown and Bernard Thompson are.
Yeah.
24 and 23 points
Comer,
each.
Comer, that's my boy.
Yeah, Brett Comer, the point guard.
Comer only had 10. He had 10 assists
Yeah, but he's
yesterday.
the one throwing up the
Yeah,
lobs.
he was throwing up the oops to those guys, and it's interesting. They put in a new stat this year down at FGCU, and they call it the dunk tank, where they really just they kept track of how many dunks everybody had on the team. And Chase Feeler, the guy who threw down a couple of those oops last night, was double anybody else on the rest of the team in the dunk tank.
Well, Chase Feeler's quote yesterday was an unbelievable. When asked about what it was like to beat number 2 Georgetown, it's an unbelievable feeling. We played a very tough team in Georgetown. They have great players. They're a historic school. So being a newer school, it's very exciting for us to be able to win a game like that and for the NCAA history. That's exciting and impressive to be a part of that. Is this gonna? This is by far the biggest win in school history. But you knowing the head coach and everything down there and the atmosphere of the school, is this going to be just another building block towards them trying to make FGCU a basketball power in the state?
This is them finally getting the recognition that they have really fought for a decade. And since Andy Enfield became the head coach, which was last season, this is just his second season. That is the big-time move that they wanted and that they got, and he came as Leonard Hamilton's assistant from Florida State. And he's a guy with some pedigree and a lot of history in coaching, and he was the name that they needed to really be able to bring in recruits, and they knocked off Miami earlier this season by double digits. They went to Duke and led them and played them pretty tough for most of the first half up there. And so I don't think this was a situation where FGCU was intimidated. They've played a tough schedule, and they played VCU, Iowa State, and they played these teams. And this was just, what worried me was the fact that it was a huge building, and that's something that they haven't played in before. But in the end, they just ran Georgetown right out of the Wells Fargo Center.
They did, and it's hard to believe when you see how well they are coached, how well they played, that this is only the second year of Division I basketball, and let's be honest, this is only the 16th year of the existence of the university.
Yeah, every player on that team is older than the school itself.
Exactly,
how about that?
Exactly. The school opens in 1997. If people don't know where the school is, it's in Estero. Is Estero the right address? Is that where it is?
Yeah, Estero is located. It's sort of it's really Fort Myers to the people outside that don't know. Estero is sort of right outside of Fort Myers.
But it's Fort Myers to all of you that don't know. But it's really in Estero, Florida. But Fort Myers Naples area. To those that don't know, a beautiful campus, by the way. I've been to it many times when I lived down in Fort Myers. A beautiful campus, beautiful college life, and now a winning basketball team that they can hang their hat on to not only – and I know a little something about this type of deal for a university that is small, that wants to become big, because when I first started at Georgia Southern, we had about 5,000 students. By the time we had won the fourth national championship in school history, the freshman class coming in was 5,300. So we ended up going, by the time I graduated Georgia Southern, we had 20,000 students. So my point is, wins like this don't only help your athletic program, but they help recognition of the university to get students to come down there, too.
I was thinking, I'm in the process of doing that, and I was like, man, I didn't even drop an application in for them. I got to do that.
You might want to second think that. There's a beach on campus. They've got this huge lake with a
And I got a hookup from the play-by-play guy.
There you go. Yeah, I don't know how far that'll get you, but
that and $1.09 will get you a cup of coffee at Kangaroo.
Exactly. Well, the other thing is that is the acronyms that everybody throws out about FGCU, and they work so hard to try to get that branded, that it's FGCU instead of FLGC or any of the litany of other abbreviations that everybody throws out there, and that's going to obviously take some time. But now everybody knows what FGCU is. I don't think anybody still knows what a Hoya is.
No, but everybody knows what an Eagle is. And see, that's why I draw the parallels there, because Georgia Southern is the Georgia Southern Eagles. So it's, but it's got to help. The president of FGCU has got to be just as happy as the athletic director because of the potential windfall of the advertising of the university to potential students, don't you think?
There is no question about it. I mean, nothing galvanizes a community and a school and its students and fan base and boosters like a successful athletic program. And now that you broadcast that to the rest of the country and the rest of the world, they've got several international players, and how much fun those guys are having out there. I mean, within 2 hours, you saw a pretty charismatic basketball team that could out-athlete a Big East team. And that's going to be pretty attractive because that's the type of system that Andy Enfield runs, is an up-and-down type thing. So, yeah, that's not going to only attract basketball players, but kids are going to be watching this and say, man, what a cool school down in Florida near the beach. Sign me up.
And it really, because you and I know quite a bit about the area, It really is, with Bonita Springs and Fort Myers and Naples, all right there, Sanibel Island. I mean, it's really, really a great place to live.
Absolutely, and that was one of the tough selling points for me moving back up to Ocala from down there.
Was
in
all
Fort
the
Myers.
things I just said.
Well, to my wife, where Sanibel and Captiva are out the back door down there, and she says to me, "Well, how close is the beach?"
An hour? What?
So,
You moved to Ocala. Come see me on the weekends.
well, it was good enough for Mr. Saturday Night Fever, so I figured it was good enough for her.
Well, there you go. There you go. So, with this setting up now their next opponent, who do they play next? I don't have it right in front.
Well, they got San Diego State, who just beat Oklahoma last night. So San Diego State and FGCU Sunday night, and that means they are one step closer to playing the Gators in the Sweet 16.
Would that not be a great? That would be a great marketing tool for basketball as a whole in the state of Florida to have FGCU and Florida playing each other.
It would be great. They've never played in men's basketball. They've played in women's several times. Of course, they played in baseball about a month ago. And FGCU went up to McKeithen Stadium and swept the Gators three
swept
straight.
them 3 straight, didn't they?
So
That's
this is an emerging athletic program. There's no question about it. We've already had a conference call after the win last night with talking about a 30-minute TV special that we're going to do just to pay tribute to the team and the season and everything, and depending on how far this goes. But already with the first-round upset, that's already in the works. So,
well, can I just go on record as saying shame on FGCU?
Why is that?
Because they should have ponied up the Bucks and had the play-by-play of Tom James calling the game back for the
Wouldn't that
faithful
be
back
awesome?
home.
That would have been awesome.
You know what happens?
Tom James should have been on the microphone calling that for the FGCU radio network.
Yeah, what happens when you're a small school like that and you're on a shoestring budget, they pinch pennies every way they can. So they sent the ESPN crew and kept the little guy back. So, hey, what are you going to do about it?
But now they probably
Hey, they did pony up to send me to Duke earlier this season
They did.
and Cameron Indoor, so
Well,
I can't fault them too much.
Real quick, Tom James, you have become so popular, and FGCU has become so popular. We have a guy calling into this show now that only calls during. Wait, no, he only shows up to work during football season. We're now joined by Buddy Martin. Buddy, good morning. Tom James, voice of FGCU, on the line with us.
Well, I'm the first-time caller on the show.
First time, long time.
Long time, first time, right?
Yeah.
And, I just want to say that Tom James tried to tell us about this, and everybody laughed at him. He didn't predict they would win, but he kept saying they're pretty good. And he pointed out this team was no joke, and we all said, oh well, they beat Miami, big laugh, that was a fluke.
Beat Miami in November. Big deal.
So not only did they beat them, they pounded Georgetown, and then what a spectacular high flying show. The Eagles. I got caught up in it.
Yeah.
Completely caught up, and I can imagine how Tom must feel following the team so close, and the wonderful storylines there of Enfield and his wife, and boy, those guys are jumping jacks. I mean, they look like they are David Thompson flying through the air.
Well, buddy,
What a great basketball game last night. It epitomized the tournament per se. To me, it is the story of the tournament right now. And I want to just get this in real quick. What a great night for basketball in the Sunshine State. All three teams advanced, and now we've got Northwest Florida State and Central Florida playing for the National JUCO Championship this weekend. How about the Sunshine State boys? A few props.
no question about it. I mean, it's the new headquarters of college basketball, Florida.
You got it, pal. Listen, I'll let you go on with the interview. Good stuff. Congratulations to you, Tom. I know it was kind of an emotional night for you, and I'm in. I'll follow the Eagles. I'll cheer for them.
Well, thanks, buddy.
Oh yeah, we're cheering for him.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go, Tom James. You've done what I haven't been able to do since football season. Get Buddy Martin to call the show.
Well, I will say this. I don't think Georgetown or anybody else has seen a 15 seed that's that athletic before.
They it looked like halfway through the second half, it was a and one game, the way they were playing street ball.
Yeah.
Amazing to me is the kid with dreads is a walk-on.
He is a walk-on.
He's the best
Sherwood
player
Brown.
on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was the ASUN Player of the Year this year. Seems like he's been around forever. But Georgetown's got to be asking the committee, how did we get that draw? We were the number 1 seed in the Big East, and we got those guys in the first round. That's what we get for that.
Once again, another parallel, Eagles to Eagles. 4 national championships of Georgia Southern, one with teams that were 65% walk-ons.
There you have
Just
it.
saying, when you got a brand new program, you got to play with the players you got. And FGCU is doing a great job with the players they got.
And how great is life for Andy Enfield, the head coach? He marries a supermodel wife. And
showed her for like hours.
Independently wealthy, was wealthy before he came to FGCU, so he had made millions. What was he in? What job was he in before, Tom, where he made a lot of money?
Well, he started a company, and his free throw shooting prowess has made him sort of a go-to guy for free throw shooting, and he made a business out of that. And he was an assistant coach with the Celtics, as well as Florida State. So, but he's really sort of a guru when it comes to free throw shooting, which was so stunning to me. Is FGCU struggled at the line early on in the game. They started hitting them when they needed them late, but
that's where they won the basketball game late, was at the free throw line, as Georgetown was hitting threes and fouling early. Tom, we got to get to a break. Thanks so much for checking in with us. We're all going to be, we're all in now. All of us are all in with FGCU basketball.
It's a good time, no question.
All right, Tom James, play-by-play man for the Florida Gulf Coast University Eagles, victorious over the number 2 seed Georgetown. Take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little NBA. What's on tap for the NBA besides the Miami Heat? Are the Lakers still firmly in the 8th seed? We'll talk about that next on the Voice on Buddy's Saturday Sports page. I almost said the Voice of Ocala. On 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Hi, I'm Lisa Midget with Kinetic Motion Fitness, Ocala's premier small group and personal training fitness studio. Did you know you can achieve all your fitness goals, whether that's losing weight, getting fit, or training for a personal best, all with no membership fees? Have you ever been embarrassed or intimidated at a big gym because you're not a Greek god or a size 0 supermodel? Have you ever felt like your gym would rather you not even show up? At KMF, we have a team approach that focuses on small classes and personal training, and you'll feel like family, not just another number. No more boring treadmills or endless reps. Our classes are fun, energetic, and get you the results you want. And I should know, with the help of our great trainers, I lost over 100 pounds in 8 jean sizes, and I did it using no heavy equipment and no magic pills, just fun and effective workouts. And yes, I did say fun. Come join us at KMF. Visit our website at kmfocala.com or like us on Facebook. Again, that was kmfocala.com.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Married men are more likely to keep up with routine doctor's visits than bachelors. Their cancer was detected earlier, so they were 35% more likely to survive. The longer we commute, the more stress we have in our bodies, the higher our body mass index, and the more strain it puts on our relationships. People learn more effectively when they break up their lessons over several short sessions rather than one long cramming marathon.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
They've served our country. They've kept us free. And they need your help.
We're sitting in Veterans Park. You can't sit here not realizing that you're surrounded by heroes. There are a lot of heroes in our community. A lot of heroes, unfortunately, are not in good financial shape. They're hurting both physically and financially. We step in and help directly. Our role is to reach out to them. We're there to help the veteran. We do counseling. We do outreach. Sometimes it's just coming into the office and sitting down and saying, hey, I've got a problem, and you're talking to another veteran who understands that problem.
Everybody who works for the Vets Helping Vets are awesome, and they are so kind to everybody. They're like my second family. They really are.
They have been there during the holidays. I have gotten unexpected visits, assistance.
Vets Helping Vets of Marion County needs your help. Call today, 352-433-2320, and pledge your support to Vets Helping Vets of Marion County.
It really has been a blessing.
This is a public notice. Local residents can now save thousands of dollars on their next car, truck, or SUV. It's not a tent sale, because no tent is big enough to hold this many cars. It's OcalaForSale.com. Say goodbye to sticker shock. OcalaForSale.com has thousands of vehicles with no stickers at all. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge, undercutting, less proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
We're back on Buddy Saturday Sports Page with the fight song of the Florida Gulf Coast.
No.
Oh, that's not who's
Miami
that?
Hurricanes.
Oh, that's even horrible. I thought it was terrible. It was a song I didn't recognize. That's why, because the Miami Hurricanes. Who cares about the Hurricanes? Florida Gulf Coast. That's where we're all Florida Gulf Coast fans now. Pal. Who cares about the Hurricanes? Turn it off.
They did defeat the Hurricanes.
They did defeat the Hurricanes.
Doesn't look nearly as bad.
No. You know what does look bad, though? When the Washington Wizards come into your home and beat you. And you're trying to say you still have a chance to go for a championship run. Los Angeles Lakers lose to the Washington Wizards last night, 100-103. Now only a game and a half up for the 8th seed in the West. Not locked up by any means. JJ thinks it's solid.
No, I think it's solid. Utah is a game and a half back.
They lost to San Antonio last night.
They've lost 3 in a row. Dallas is 4.
Dallas beats Boston last night by 10.
1 back of Utah. Yeah, Dallas is still 3 games below 500. Lakers right now seem like a solid 8 seed to me. They're 2.5 back from 7 Houston, which it's great that they're going to be in the playoffs and all, but you're going to have to play either Oklahoma City
or San Antonio.
It looks like it's probably going to be San Antonio this year. They're up 2.5. They're in first. 1-4 in a row. 8-2 out of their last 10. They just got Tony Parker back.
Right. But last night the Lakers had Gasol back on the floor.
And a guy named Kobe Bryant.
They had Kobe Bryant back on the floor. And the Washington Wizards won. That's all I'm going to tell you.
I still think they're a lock for the 8th.
Remember, the Washington Wizards weren't even legitimate when Jordan played for them. Okay? Let's be honest.
Very true.
So, losing games like that's not the way you want to go into the playoffs. So,
Lakers have a pretty easy schedule from here on out, though. They got Golden State, Minnesota, Milwaukee, Sacramento, Dallas, and then Memphis and the Clippers. So those are 2 losses. And San Antonio later in the season. So they could easily make the playoffs. They still got Golden State twice. Houston will be a big game at the end of the year. We'll see.
Well, we'll see.
I still like their chances.
8 days, JJ, till the Texas Rangers take on the Houston Astros. Houston Astros, newly American League Houston Astros.
Mm-hmm.
8 days till opening day, first pitch of the Major League Baseball season, Sunday night game. Then everybody gets started on Monday with what all the experts are saying is a Braves team that looks like they should win the East. And people are picking them as the odds-on favorite to go to the National League World Series,
right,
to represent the National League in the World Series. Not what I really like to hear.
No, the Nationals are still a great squad. Let's not forget they won the East last year. And winning the East is a lot more important than it has been because
but the West
of the new.
But the West keeps winning the World Series.
Yeah, but I'm saying winning the division is a lot more important now because they have the new wild card,
the
one-game
play-in
playoff, and last year the Braves had the number 1 wild card seed
and got jobbed by an umpire in the St. Louis game.
And
that's what happens in a 1-game series. You get jobbed by an umpire, so what? Tough luck.
Yeah, or
you're done.
Some pitcher comes in and just lights out,
shuts you down.
Nothing you can really do about
Last year, yeah, and I'm still bitter. I ain't gonna lie. I'm still complaining about an infield fly rule, 30 feet out in the outfield. But that's baseball, human error. That's part of the game, and I can be bitter about it all I want. But the Cardinals won, and the Braves went to the house, and that's why it is important that you win the division. This year, Strasburg back for the Nationals. Not going to shut it down. He's pitching the whole season this year with nasty stuff. So. I'm excited about the baseball season. I'm excited about the Braves. If you're AL East fan, if you're a Boston fan or a Yankees fan or a Blue Jays fan or an Orioles fan or a Rays fan,
hell of a year.
Just get ready because you're going to be punch drunk by the time it's over. Because you're going to beat on each other. You know, arguably that division could end up with every team over 500 because that division's that good. It's ridiculous, the teams in that division. And all the experts say that the Tampa Bay Rays, Josh LaSalva's team, is the one that's going to come out of the East as
Best
the survivor.
pitching staff.
Best pitching staff. Are you kidding me? Harvey Updike, the man who poisoned the trees at Toomer's Corner, roll damn tide. Sentenced to 3 years in prison. Let me tell you what he was sentenced for, JJ. Criminal damage of an agricultural facility.
I like that.
Sentenced to 3 years in prison, but he's only going to have to serve 6 months because of overcrowding, and he's already getting 104 days credit for time served. Harvey Updike's going to do 76 days at the state prison in Alabama. Are you kidding me? Does Harvey Updike care? Do you think he cares? Harvey Updike will never have to buy a beer in Alabama the rest of his life. Harvey Updike is a god in Alabama lore now. They may show Harvey Updike right after they show the houndstooth cap that came off Bear Bryant's head on the big screen at Denny Stadium.
On the field when the team walks out.
Harvey Updike may be, because he may end up like Mr. Two Bits was at Florida. He may lead a cheer on the 50-yard line at the University of Alabama now. 76 days in prison. Harvey Updike, the local Chevrolet dealership has given him a 4-wheel drive every year. You kidding me? He's a god in Alabama people now.
Well, Tuscaloosa.
But what he did was wrong. For J.J. LaSalva and my guests, Tom James and Buddy Martin, I'm Tom Schmidt saying have a great weekend, everybody.